So this exercise asks us to use the general probability rule, general addition rule. And what the general probability rule or addition rule says, what's the probability of event A happening or event B happening? And the reason I know it's an or is because that or right there, it's kind of hidden. Now, the general rule says, in order to find, remember, because this is an or probability, we're basically going to add the two probabilities, the probability of event A plus the probability of event B minus the probability of both A and B happening. Okay? So what we're going to do with this, to organize this stuff they gave us into a table. So what I did is I created a table while I was off screen here, and there's the 18 to 21-year-olds, and they told me there were 89 agreed to respond and 16 refused. They also told me that those add up to 105, and they do. Now the same thing, I did the same thing with the 263 people in the next age bracket. 244 agreed to respond, 19 didn't. And they said, I'm assuming that, what if I pick one of these 368 people, so the total of those two groups was 368. And what's the probability of somebody picking a single person that's in this age group or somebody that agrees to respond? So what they didn't tell me, and I wrote these in red, they didn't tell me how many people agreed to respond versus how many people didn't agree to respond. So I had to find those totals. Now how does this apply to this addition rule? So we'll just say the first event is the probability that somebody's in the 18 to 21 age group. So that's 105 people. 105 people out of the 368 total. So that's the probability of event A. Now the probability of event B in this case is the probability that somebody agreed to respond. See, we're looking for who agreed to respond. So I wrote 333 over 368 again. Now what I'm hoping you see is the issue here, is what I just did. I took the sum of all that to get the 105. I took the sum of all that to get the 333. Do you see how I counted the 89 twice? So all I need to do is subtract 89 out of 368. And of course, because these fractions all have common denominators, all I really have to think about is 105 plus 333 minus 89 all over 368. So just calculate that numerator, divide it by 368, multiply it by 100, and that will be that probability. Okay?